We came to Australia expecting a different circuit to what we were used to in Melbourne. Formula One wanted to reshape the race by making it easier to overtake. They took away some corners, they added some DRS zones, and we ended up with a circuit that all in all was much faster. On top of that, the whole track was resurfaced. And because it was resurfaced, Pirelli brought a particular tire combination. They brought a soft, that was a C5, and a medium and a hard that were a C2 and a C3. So there was a step in between the soft and the medium, which is unusual. With this new layout in mind, we came in to try and understand what was the right downforce level for this new layout and how could we cope with Pirelli's tire choice for the event. On Friday, we understood that the soft tire was a qualifying tire only. It was a C5, very soft tire, while we understood that both the medium and the hard were resilient and good tires for the race. With Charles starting on pole position, we elected to start on the medium tire, a tire that would enable him to do a good start and do a fast introduction into the race. He would have to fit the hard for the remainder of the race after that. With Carlos, as we were starting out of position, given he had an issue in qualifying, we elected to start on a hard tire. We knew that that was going to be challenging for Carlos, as the hard was difficult to warm up, and he would have to take care of that on the first few laps of the race in order to capitalize from that tire later on in the race. Charles had a good start of the race. On medium tires from pole position, he managed to pull away and keep the lead. Carlos, on the other hand, had an issue with the steering wheel with a minute to go. In such a short amount of time, we cannot diagnose what the issue is, so we just changed the steering wheel for the spare steering wheel on the grid. And Carlos did a formation lap and a start. As luck would have it, that start was not very good. So Carlos had the hard tire, which was hard to warm up, and on top of that, he did not have an ideal start. This led to him losing 3 or 4 places on the first few corners. Carlos was mindful that he had to make progress forward, so he pushed, and on turn 10, he ended up with the car in the gravel trap. Once the car was in the gravel trap, he tried to pull forwards and backwards, but the car wouldn't move. And since the marshals had to help him get out of the gravel trap, he could not rejoin the race. With Charles, we had a very good race. A race in which, thanks to how fast the car was, we could use the tires in the way we wanted. We pushed at the start of the stints to open a gap, and then we actually saved the tires so we didn't have to stop when our competitors did. This is a dream scenario for strategy, as you don't have to focus on what others do. You can just cover every single possible scenario. And you saw that on the first stop, we were not the first cars to stop, and we did not have to even react to our competitors stopping. We had such a big gap that we made sure that when we stopped, nobody could actually benefit from getting a safety car stop ahead of us. You could also see that towards the end of the race, Charles was doing fastest lap after fastest lap, and this just came natural from how fast the car was at this track. Our next stop is Imola, the first of our 2 home races this season. On top of that, Imola is a sprint quali format. This actually will give more points to teams, as we can score points also on Saturday, not just on Sunday. We believe that our competitors will bring upgrades and will try and challenge us. And we look forward to this next event as if it was the first one of the season. We look forward to our competitors bringing the fight, and we look forward to having a good race.